My boyfriend, 33 male, and I, 35 female, have been together for about 8 years. So 27 and 25, right? We live together and have pets together. We have been having arguments lately centered around how I feel unseen or my experience is not prioritized in our relationship. To be clear, he is a great person with a good heart, which is why I feel conflicted. I don't feel like his mother picking up after I don't feel like his mother picking up after him or reminding him of the plans we make. He is not a walking red flag or anything like that. Overall, it's an even partnership, but there are instances where it seems he can't help but center himself in a situation. Recently, I went to the ER for an emergency surgery. Once I was admitted to the hospital around 8 p.m., he asked me if I wanted him to stay. I knew he would rather go home to our apartment and get some rest rather than be in the hospital waiting for me, so I told him to go ahead and go home, that he should get some rest and come back in the morning once surgery was done. To be honest, I felt relieved at the time because I wouldn't be worrying about his experience having to stay overnight in the hospital, given that I did not know exactly what time I would be taken back to the OR. It's been about a week now, and I've just fully processed the events of the whole experience and how began to feel my feelings. Typo there. I look back on that moment and feel sad. I feel embarrassed. I feel like him getting a decent night's sleep was more important than being near me before I went into surgery and as I was waking up from anesthesia. I also feel like I have no leg to stand on because I essentially told him to go home. How can I bring this up in a constructive way? I don't want him to feel duped, but at the same time, I feel extremely hurt now that I've had time and space to process the event.
Yeah, I would be hurt.
That is...
Your longtime partner of 8 years just leaves you in the ER?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no.
Because you know him well. You knew that he wanted to go home. That's crazy that you knew that he wouldn't want to stay there with you during a time of need.
No, you guys probably should have broken up like 5 years ago.
Exactly. They're like, if I just can't imagine like you being in the hospital and they would let me stay because I would be like, can I stay?
Yeah,
can I stay?
Absolutely.
And they were like, oh yeah, we can bring you a cot or something. Like, of course. I'd be like, let me just go home real quick and grab some clothes.
Right.
But I'm gonna come back. Like I'm gonna be here.
Check in on the pets or something.
Checking on the pets, right? Yeah.
Or maybe call someone else
just to check on the pets. But like my partner had emergency surgery. And I was like, no, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. She said I could go home and go to sleep. But I'm not going to even argue with her. I'm just going to go home and sleep.
Are they autistic?
That's a good question. Are they autistic? You could ask that, right?
Because
like
that could explain, like, maybe he's, like, uncomfortable in these types of situations or, like, has a really, demanding job that he's got to be alert for the next day. But even still, it's like you can have a sick day if you're partner is in emergency surgery. Like, you can call out.
You can call out. Exactly. Wouldn't you want to? Because they're going to have emergency surgery, so you're going to need to take care of them. So you need to be there to hear the doctor's information about aftercare.
Aftercare, picking them up, taking them home, making sure they have everything. Like, that's
a red flag. You already said that you've been having arguments lately about feeling unseen in the relationship, even though everything else is good. I'm like, that's not good. Everything else isn't good if you don't feel like you're important in the relationship. If you're not a priority, break up with him. The problem is they've been together since their late 20s or mid to late 20s. They've invested 8 years together. So they feel like they should be together and they probably should be working towards like getting married and having kids. And it's like, no, you shouldn't.
No.
There's never not a good reason to break up. You can break up whenever you want. You can just break up.
Even if you have, shared pets, you shouldn't let the animals hold you back
from
breaking up. They'll adapt.
They'll adapt.
Okay.
Do not split custody. Someone just needs to someone decides who's taking who, cut off the relationship and move on. You guys are not meant to be together. Even though it's like, oh, it's just okay. You don't feel valued in this relationship. And he showed that you weren't.
Yeah.
So just break up with him.
You got your answer that night.
You did. You got your answer that night. Mm-hmm.